You know, it's funny how much influence aesthetics can have on how a game is perceived. Armageddon, way back in the 90s, caused all sorts of controversy by having players run over innocents for money. Armageddon Rogue Shift, released earlier this year, avoided this fate by shying away from the ultra-violent past and having players run over zombies instead. And now, Truck-kun is supporting me from another world, beats up the slack by literally telling you to isekai a bunch of people because the hot pink-haired elf in your head told you to. But that's fine because of all the cute anime graphics. Now, if you're into anime, you can probably understand exactly what this game is about just from the name, but in case you aren't, here's a quick explanation. Isekai is an anime and manga genre where the main character dies and is transported to an alternate world full of magic, adventure, and wish fulfillment. It's very popular, and the truck thing became a meme because so many series feature the main character getting run over by a truck. In this case, you were the truck driver who just accidentally ran over a young woman who reincarnated as an elf warrior in another world, except she really wants to come back home, and the way to do it is by running more people over so they can reincarnate as monsters that she can defeat to gather the XP she needs to resurrect. In gameplay terms, I felt like that was all just a contrivance to make the game seem less scary, but the dialogue scenes between the driver and the elf made it all worth it. There's this contrast between Carissa, the elf's intense, bubbly personality and apparent disregard for the fact that she's having someone commit mass murder for her sake, and the driver who, confronted with the stark reality of what he's doing, has a slightly less positive outlook on the state of things. They talk a bit in between trucking rounds, and what I saw of their interactions made for a promising start, from Carissa guilt-tripping the driver into helping her, growing into a somewhat insensitive, bossy person, then him finally putting his foot down and demanding some respect. There's this over-the-top, comedic tone to it that reminds me a bit of the absurdist style of old Monty Python sketches, and I'm really interested in seeing how the developers move the story forward. Gameplay in the demo is fairly arcadey and straightforward, a mixture of Armageddon and Crazy Taxi. The game is divided into timed rounds. For each round, you are dropped into a small town and receive a constant influx of micro-objectives to complete, like running over X amount of people, hitting a number of cars, drifting for a set amount of time, and so on. Meanwhile, Carissa is down on the lower center area of the HUD, fighting off the monsters you send her way by running people over. Completing objectives, having Carissa defeat monsters, and delivering packages awards you with stars, which are what drive the plot forward. As you gather these stars, your hit level increases and the police starts chasing you. I'm pretty sure you can't die, at least not in the demo, but they will get in your way and occasionally stun you, causing you to waste precious time. Driving feels great, your truck is very agile and you have all sorts of arcade racing abilities like boosting, drifting, sideswiping and so on. The city is a target-rich environment full of people and objects for you to send over to Carissa, plus a bunch of different boost pads and power-ups to find. It didn't feel like a very challenging game, but it had that addictive, relaxing Atamari Damacy-like quality. You know, the combination of a simple premise, short rounds, fun gameplay, great music and outrageous setting. Atamari Damacy had this constant increase in scope though, which kept things fresh from stage to stage, and I'm a bit worried about whether that town map holds up for the entirety of Truck-kun, or if it gets repetitive later. Hopefully the developers thought of mixing up the map and gameplay elements throughout the full game. Though to be fair, if the save menu is accurate, the demo covers about 15% of the story, so it might be a bit on the shorter side. That's not a bad thing, mind you, it's better to play a short game that knows how to end on a high note than a massive, never-ending slog that just keeps going, but now I'm just speculating. Lastly, in terms of in-game settings, this is probably the best settings menu I've seen on an indie game for a long time. They have the usual Unity engine options of course, but they go above and beyond. Not content with just having native ultrawide support, they even give you an option to decide on the HUD positioning. No joke, that's amazing, very few games, even in the AAA space, bother doing that. There's also a field of view slider and something completely unexpected. Drop-down menus. Seriously, drop-down menus are one of the best features Unity-made games really need and almost never implement, especially in the resolution options. Instead of having to button through a massive list of resolutions one by one, you can just open the menu, scroll down to yours and click once. This is goddamn amazing in terms of user experience, and I wish more people paid attention to it. And that's it really. Bit of a short video this week, but Truck-kun is supporting me from another world is the sort of mindless fun game that is best to experience firsthand. If you like weird, over-the-top games with outrageous premises, you really should try this demo out. It's not the sort of game that gets hailed as a modern classic, but it's certainly shaping up to be one of those simple, unpretentious, arcade-style games that you fire up once in a while to recharge after a stressful day, and I'll be keeping an eye on it in the near future. Anyway, that's enough from me for now. This was a first impressions video on the Steam Next Fest demo for Truck-kun is supporting me from another world. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video, and of course, appreciate any feedback you may have. Bye bye!